Do you think people are truly poor, or are they chasing Western ideals and lifestyles and conveniences, and they're losing ancient knowledge, ancient information, and completely forgetting how to take care of themselves because they're chasing after a dollar and they're chasing after these systems versus learning how to thrive within the system that they're currently in? So I'm trying to make sense of something when it comes to poverty, and I need some people who are into like farming, homestead, agriculture, building, anything related to that to help me, because I feel like those are the type of people that can help me work through this stuff. So one of my favorite shows is Wilderness Cooking on YouTube. It's right here. Anytime I want to relax, guys, I will get a glass of wine, put my laptop in front of me, and I will just like allow this man's show to just play, because I really enjoy just watching him be out in nature and just make all of these different foods the ancient way. I love how he takes care of his land, just everything that he does. And he seems to me to be so content with his life. I love the communal aspect of his life. Like after he's done making food, he brings all the children in, feeds these kids. Like I love this. But my issue is this, is that the more and more I observe this, the more and more I see you having land that is fertile is everything. Land is one thing, fertility is another. So if you have land and you own it and it's fertile, how can you be poor? That's what I guess I'm trying to conceptualize. And I'm not saying this to be offensive. I'm just trying to understand, because the more and more I watch this man live, it makes me say to myself, if this is the lifestyle that technically speaking you were designed to live under Western systems or under capitalism, I feel like you will end up in poverty if you prioritize capitalism over the natural wealth and resources that you actually have. So if I don't have access to the Western systems, or I am pushed out or gatekeep away from having access to money, then I better know how to live and sustain the life that I actually have that is natural and belongs to me. And I'm trying to get this thought out, but I need you to follow me here, because I think to myself, this man, Wilderness Cooking, what if one, he did not have the knowledge on how to take care of his land and do all of these different things? And then two, what if he was comparing his lifestyle to, let's say, some mansion in Beverly Hills? So what if somehow the world convinced him that he is poor because he lives in this region of the earth and you don't have access to these things, you don't have access to these conveniences that we have access to? And what if now he began to chase after those conveniences that 90210 is propping up as this is being what you should have? And what if he buys into that and now he begins to chase after that, and then he teaches his children to chase after that, and now his children are all chasing after this lifestyle that's prompted up by Hollywood, for example. And then now the knowledge and the information about taking care of land like he did, that's lost. So then now his children are living on this land, let's say 3-4 generations later, his children are living on this land. It's not taken care of. The animals aren't taken care of. The grass aren't taken care of. Everything's dying. And then they're saying that they're starving and they're poor. And then now what if on top of all of this, while they're chasing after being in this system, this Western system, and they're seeking after the currency that's in this system, the wealth that's in the system, what if they're discriminated against? What if there's prejudice against them? What if there's gatekeeping? And then now they're fighting so hard to find an entry point. They might become corrupt. They might compromise themselves. They might do all of these different things because they just believe so fiercely that vision of getting that lifestyle of 90210. This is what they have to do, and they're willing to do everything for it. While their children and his children's children all struggle because the land that they actually have that belongs to them, that they own, that is fertile, it's dying because no one is tending it to caring to it. So I think to myself, are some people poor because this happened to them? Are some people poor, some nations poor, because they've been disillusioned by chasing after American dreams, even when they're not in America, and getting access to American currencies? When if you have a land and you have access to water and it's fertile, you just need the knowledge on how to take care of your land. So I guess what I'm saying is, do you think people are truly poor, or are they chasing Western ideals and lifestyles and conveniences, and they're losing ancient knowledge, ancient information, and completely forgetting how to take care of themselves because they're chasing after a dollar and they're chasing after these systems versus learning how to thrive within the system that they're currently in. Because I look at this man and I think to myself, he is so wealthy to me. And his YouTube channel does great, but I'm saying outside of his YouTube channel, his entire life, he just is so wealthy to me. And I'm thinking about how much people that have the basics that he has, and it doesn't look the way that it looks because they genuinely believe they're poor because their life doesn't look like a Hollywood TV show. It doesn't look like this picture of Western success. So are some people possibly poor because of the fact that they idolize Western culture so much? And I hope there are some people that can connect to what I'm saying. And I don't know, maybe we can insert this dialogue, because just being a believer and thinking about things like the kingdom and what that means, and even in understanding the kingdom, you have to detach yourself from this system. And the more and more I detach myself mentally from the system in the ways in which it basically puts you on a hamster wheel, it makes me think about the people who aren't even in America, but yet are suffering because of they believe that America is it. And then here's the thing. And then once you abandon your farmland or whatever people abandon their land and everything they abandon in their home countries, for example, to come into America on land that they will never own. You get what I'm saying? That they will never own. And then along the way, the knowledge on how to even work the land and how to even feed themselves and all of these things is lost because we get everything from the supermarket. So I'm just thinking about how much knowledge and how much information is lost by people chasing conveniences and chasing after Western ideals. And I say to myself, could this be a cause why so many people are poor? Because my question would be, if you have land and if you have access to water and you have all of these things, who would convince you you're poor? If you live under just that system, under that economy, and I guess that system would be agriculture. If you live under that system, what would make you poor in that system? It would be that your seeds aren't good, or you don't have animals, you're not able to barter, certain things can't grow in your region. I would imagine it's these types of things. But I just think about if people completely gave themselves to that lifestyle, and then the decisions that they made was to make that lifestyle comfortable for themselves, because ultimately people need food, they need shelter, they need water, they need these things at the end of the day. But then when your house needs to have a chandelier, right? And all of these different things, and you need a builder to build certain things, and you need money for that. I believe that once you get out of the system that you're ordained to be in, or that actually works for you, and you begin to try to operate in a different system, I believe a lot of people are in bondage because they're operating their lives from a system that wasn't really meant for them. And before I say any more, what's your thoughts, guys? What's your thoughts?